This is Chris of Right Time Capital Group and Global FS Club. Today is July 16th and you are joining me in watching the Ichimoku daily video. Please take a moment to pause your screen and read over our disclaimer. Heading right into the markets, first pair I'm going to go over the dollar index. I usually don't go over indexes, but I feel like it's important that I do because I posted a chart over the Euro session explaining that I was anticipating a break below this trend line. We were in a, I believe in Aussie long at the time, and I was looking for longs in Euro and other risk pairs. So that's exactly what we got. We got a break below this trend line, and now what I'm looking for, let's go to Euro. So now that I feel that we're gonna start, the dollar index is gonna start falling. Now I'm definitely gonna look for some risk pairs to break above some resistance levels. And in this case, as you can see with Euro dollar, we have a descending trend line capping the pair for resistance. Alright, so what I'm looking for is a 4-hour close above 1.3150. If we get that break above, I definitely like Euro dollar for longs. If you look at the daily time frame, because price is trading above the daily cloud, this supports my analysis for a bullish Euro dollar. Alright, so definitely like Euro for longs. It's trading above the cloud. I'm pretty sure we're going to end today's trading session above the daily Kumo. Alright, so just gonna wait for a 4-hour close above 1.3150, and that's what I like. So definitely keep that on your radar. Dollar Swiss, another pair I like. This pair actually broke below some resistance. Alright, so and these trades are kind of, if you correlate the market, trading becomes a lot easier. If you see you have risk pairs looking to take off, you know, pound, euro, Aussie, and Kiwi, and you have the dollar index showing you the inverse correlation about to break below a support, and you have the risk about to break above resistance, then really you get a feel for what's going on in the market. So similar to how I just showed you that we had the dollar index breaking below support, we also had dollar Swiss breaking below support as well. So all signs were pointing to a bearish dollar. Alright, so I definitely like dollar Swiss short. If you could get it back to this broken trend line for a retest around 94.60, I still like that short. Alright, similar to what I'm looking for Euro, it's breaking above its resistance levels. Dollar Swiss is breaking below its support levels. We also have dollar Swiss trading below the daily cloud as well. So we're in the bearish sentiment for the dollar. We're in the bullish sentiment for Euro. All right, so I definitely like dollar Swiss for shorts, and definitely a fan of Euro dollar for longs. Let's take a look at pound dollar. Okay, let's see what we have for pound dollar. There we go. Similar setup, and I'll draw it on this. Let me just make sure we don't have a broken trend line that may be capping the pair for resistance. Okay, excellent. Don't like that. So I'm going to go to the 4-hour time frame and basically draw the same setup I just had. So pretty simple setup. Alright, there we go. So we have a descending trend line providing some resistance for pound dollar. Pretty much the exact same setup that we have for Euro. So we have price finding some resistance, really didn't show us the kind of break we were looking for to break above the 4-hour cloud. Alright, because we had a huge pullback. Alright, and we had price trading within the cloud. Price broke above it. Alright, but really wasn't giving us that impulsive bullish candle that we wanted to give us the confidence that risk was ready to take off. But now it seems as if risk is going to take off. If we get this break above the descending trend line, alright, so that's about 1.5130-ish, then I'll be looking for long pound dollar. And it just makes the market easier because we see a lot of correlation. Alright, when you see Euro pound correlating with dollar Swiss and the dollar index, it just makes trading that much easier. So I definitely like pound dollar for longs above 5.1 1.5130-ish. Alright, definitely like that pair, definitely like euro for longs as well, and I definitely like dollar Swiss for shorts. Alright, let's take a look at Aussie. So let's see what we have with Aussie dollar right now. Let's see if we have a trend line for Aussie as well. And we do. Wow. So we have three risk pairs all showing us basically the same resistance pattern with the trend line. So similar to what I'm looking for with euro and pound, I'm looking for Aussie. So do you see the theme? There's a common theme going on, and if we could get that break above 92.45-ish, 92.50, well, 92.40-ish, if we get that 4-hour close above, then I like Aussie for longs. So we are really setting up, in my opinion, for a huge takeoff in risk. Alright, Aussie, euro, and pound. We could see a real bullish move quite soon. So keep all these pairs on your radar. Alright, these are pairs that are right there at its critical points. Now, on the flip side, on the reciprocal, if you are looking for short opportunities, then you're looking at these descending trend lines and the resistance as an opportunity to get short. Me, however, I'm looking, well, for euro, I'm looking for continuation of its bullish trend. Pound is on its way up there. Aussie and Kiwi, they're more in a bearish sentiment because they're trading below the daily cloud. But we're looking for a reversal in that trend, and if we get that break above the resistance on a 4-hour time frame, then I feel as if we could really start seeing that change from bearish to bullish. Alright, so Aussie, euro, Aussie dollar, euro dollar, pound dollar, and dollar Swiss all should be on your radar, guys. Kiwi dollar. Now, naturally, seeing what I did for the last 4 pairs, let's see if we pretty much have the same setup for Kiwi. So not really. Still a descending trend line. Alright, off of highs. Alright, so obviously Aussie dollar will be a better trade in my opinion than Kiwi. Alright, euro and pound as well, but we are trading above the 4-hour cloud. Alright, so we should be looking for possible longs, as you could see on the daily time frame. We have some consolidation, but really we're making higher lows still. Alright, ever since we made a low back in June 24th, the pair has steadily started climbing to the upside, making higher lows. So you keep Kiwi on your radar, but a bigger fan of Aussie. Alright, let's take a look at Euro Yen. We're in this trade. I'm a big fan of this trade. Pretty simple. We had price finding a lot of support from a broken trend line. Alright, price squeezed out of the daily cloud. However, the breakout is not the one that we like. We want price to break above the cloud, not to the side of the cloud. This a breakout to the side of the cloud is more like a rib cage kind of breakout. It's not really telling us that it's breaking above the resistance level. Alright, it's just breaking next to it. So we want to see price ideally come above the 131 level for euro yen. But still, big fan of the setup. Alright, one thing I'm watching for, if you have not seen this already, price is really finding a hard time breaking above that around 130.72 level. Alright, really failing to break above it. So you want to be at break even around 130.70, or you want to start collecting profits around that area. Okay, and I'm telling you this because we might not do it, but it doesn't mean that you can't alter or make changes to your account. All right, depending on your risk and your outlook. So just keep in mind that don't be afraid to take profits around 130.71. All right, so just keep that in mind. Let's go over dollar CAD. So dollar CAD, I'll draw this on the 4-hour time frame instead. So dollar CAD, unlike dollar Swiss, is finding support at its rising trend line. Excuse me. All right, so we have some support for the pair around 1.0370. If we get a break below that, then we could see possibly price head towards around that 101 or the 102 level, in my opinion. Look for this Kumo twist. So around the 102 level, if we get a break below the 103.70 on a 4-hour time frame, we want that 4-hour break. All right, we had somewhat of an impulsive bearish candle. All right, if we get that break below, it would just tell us that this move right here is a continuation if we get a break below the support. All right, so let's see how that pans out. Keep my eyes on dollar CAD. It's trading above the daily time frame, so this will actually be not a bad long. However, with dollar being so bearish, in my opinion, I'm gonna just wait for that break below if we get it. All right, well guys, as you know, the main pairs that we should have on our radar: Aussie dollar, Euro dollar, pound dollar, and dollar Swiss for shorts. All right, if you're looking for longs or shorts, you could use all those pairs as they are at its respected support and resistance levels, including dollar CAD as well. So I do encourage you to make sure you do follow those pairs, and I do thank you that you took the time to watch this video, and you can find me in the live trading room. If you have any questions, I'll be there to help, and until then, good luck trading, everybody.